More good music to come this afternoon here on Three Counties Radio. James Blunt, a bit of Robert Palmer and the Bee Gees as well. Plus, did you wake up this morning with that Monday morning feeling, thinking to yourself, oh, I just can't be bothered. Why does the weekend have to be over? Or do you get that Sunday night feeling? Normally kicks in for people around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday, and they either panic that they've got to go to work the next day. You dread going to work. You think, oh, the fun's all over. Why can't the weekend last a bit longer? Some people even lose sleep about worrying about going to work on Monday morning. Well, today we are kicking the habit of what is known as the Sunday night syndrome or the Monday blues and the onset of the stress and the worry that goes with it. With Mark Shields, he's in the expert hot seat and has come up with some top tips on how to combat it. Be interested to find out more.
Lorna Milton.
Three Counties Radio.
You listen to Lorna on Three Counties. Hope you had a good weekend. Did your Sunday evening turn a little bit downhill though? Are you one of those people, and there are many people out there that get that horrible Sunday night feeling? You know the kind. You've had a great weekend, you don't want it to finish, and around about 6, 7, 8 o'clock, that feeling creeps in. Oh, I've got to go to work tomorrow. Why can't the fun just continue? Or perhaps you wake up on Monday morning, it's a struggle to even get out of bed. Well, that's what we're talking about. Sunday night syndrome, Monday morning blues, in the expert hot seat this afternoon. Apparently, there is a way you can overcome it, and our expert, Mark Shields, is an NLP practitioner and here to tell us the tricks of the trade that he's picked up, so hopefully next Sunday you won't have that same horrible feeling as you did this Sunday. It's Robert Palmer and Addicted to Love. You listen to Lorna, it's Three Counties Radio. Did you wake up this morning then with that horrible Monday morning feeling? The type where you think to yourself, I don't want to go to work. In fact, I don't even want to get out of bed. Why does the weekend have to finish already? Or perhaps for you, it started last night with that Sunday feeling. It's called the Sunday night syndrome, where you just panic. That's that horrible feeling in your stomach of, why can't the weekend last a little bit longer? Why does the fun have to be over? There's a whole week of work ahead of me. Lots of people suffer from this, but today we're giving you the tactics to combat it as our expert in the hot seat, Mark Shields, brings on what we could try for next Sunday in order to stop those, they are horrible feelings.
Advice from the experts.
Lorna Milton.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
I am curious to find out more about this Sunday night syndrome and that Monday morning blues. Welcome to our hot seat today. Mark Shields is an NLP practitioner. Hello.
Hi, Lorna. Nice to be here.
We've all done it, haven't we? We've all had those horrible Sunday
most definitely.
feelings.
I certainly have. And the more clients I see, it's escalating beyond control, really.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a number of reasons for that. I think it's tougher in the workplace. I think people are more worried about the security of their jobs. We're obviously very aware of the economic problem at the moment, and jobs are very, very important to people. The pressure that are being put on employees to deliver more, because there's a lot of attrition at work. People are leaving, not replacing, so they have recruitment bans. So people are getting worked up. Work is becoming a massive part in people's lives.
I don't even think it's to do with work as well. It is to do with work, but for those who don't work, like mums, for example, have that feeling of, oh, here we go, Monday morning tomorrow, get the kids up, get the breakfast down, and get them on the school run.
Yeah.
Perhaps is it the routine thing as well?
I think there's a number of things to this. I think if we all cast our minds back when we were kids, for me, Sunday night was bath night, early night, not a lot of fun night,
no,
really.
It wasn't.
And it was about sort of waking up in the morning and going back to school. And I think that's kind of stayed with a lot of us, actually. And we kind of carried that forward in our psyche, and Sunday nights now represent the day before work. And, 5 years ago, people were suffering with this Sunday night syndrome. The amount of people I know that would say, well, I'm okay on a Sunday morning, but once I've had Sunday lunch,
that's it.
I've spent Sunday lunch thinking about work tomorrow, and it's wrong. And by the time you see them again at 8 o'clock at night, they are immersed in writing notes about work and what they got to do.
Yeah. I used to have it. I have to say, I used to have it.
Right.
I used to hate Sundays as a child because they were always boring. There was never much to do. You know, the shops weren't open on Sundays when you were a kid, or they always closed earlier. And it used to be that feeling, you're right, you've got to go to school tomorrow. Then I renamed Sundays Fun Day in order in my head to try and make it more positive. But I have gone back to it a little bit, I suppose. At 6 o'clock on a Sunday, I think that's it. The weekend is over. But actually, it's not. You've got a few hours to go before bedtime. But for me, the weekend finishes 6 o'clock on a Sunday.
Well, what you've just said about Fun Day actually is a very good NLP technique. It's kind of changing the way you think, because we have to accept that our thoughts drive how we feel and ultimately behave. So if you're lightening it up and calling it Fun Day, mentally, consciously, you're filtering that down into your unconscious. Actually, if you did it for long enough and implemented some fun things along the way on a fun day / Sunday, you'd probably enjoy them a lot more.
But why don't we have that same horrid feeling that some of us get on a Monday or a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night? Because you've still got to get up in the morning and do exactly the same thing as what you were going to do on a Monday.
Yes, you do. But I think Monday morning blues, people are sitting at their desk and they accept that it's Monday morning and they've got to work Monday to Friday. They're doing it for a reason, which is to earn money, and it's part and parcel of what's going on. When your mind starts to become very active over the weekends and outside of work time, it's probably not good. I mean, a lot of people say, well, it's impossible, you know, I have to do that, and but it's all choices at the end of the day. And I think that, if people can accept that, really, Monday morning blues, I think, is probably something that we accept.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of British society. But Sunday night syndrome, as we progress through the millennium, it actually begins to result in a long-term stress problem, because ultimately what it is, it's stress.
That's what produces that syndrome.
That's what produces that syndrome.
Does it come on different levels as well?
Yes, it does. Sunday night syndrome is all about stress, and if you look at the different levels of stress. So if you look in the dictionary at what stress means, it means a feeling of being overwhelmed, out of control. And then if you kind of migrate one step further, there are 3 levels of stress. Okay, so. And again, this will be good for listeners, because level 1 is feeling panicky and jittery.
That horrible feeling in your stomach.
Yeah, that horrible butterflies, little bit sick, agitated, and that's coupled actually with panic attacks, believe it or not. So level 1 of stress is jitters, nerves, fear and panic. Okay, now that can be then handled there and then and stopped, and I can show you ways of doing that later on. But if it's not, it progresses into a much more long-term thing where every Sunday people struggle. Sometimes, as I said to you off air, it becomes Saturday as well.
Yeah.
You know, and it's at all levels of life. So it's exactly the same for all of us, going back into an environment on a Monday that we're really not in control of anymore.
I think you're right, and I think, I can't sit here this afternoon and deny I've had it. As much as I love my job, I am only human, and I've had that feeling on a Sunday night of, oh, here we go. I'm worried. I'm worried about something, and I have got nothing to worry about, and I don't know what it is that brings it on, but perhaps it's just that feeling of had a fun weekend, where the fun's over, here we go, back to work again, back in the routine, back in the flow. But for me, once I get here, I'm fine. It's the thought of it, I think, more than anything else.
I can probably help you with that, actually, because we have 2 parts to our mind. Okay, we have the conscious mind that can contain 5 or 6 bits of information at any one time, and we have the unconscious mind that drives our behaviour. Okay, and that holds millions of information. And there might be something deep down there somewhere that's creating that feeling for you.
I don't know.
We'd have to hypnotise you and find out, wouldn't we?
Not again. No more hypnotism for me. We'll find out more about it later on in the programme. We'll get the tactics as well. But I think we've all had it at some stage. Perhaps you had it last night when you thought to yourself, that horrible, horrible feeling. But then a friend of mine, Mark, she's very successful in her job. Every Sunday, if you talk to her, she's miserable. Absolutely miserable. She dreads going to work on a Monday. She thinks she's going to get sacked every single Monday morning. There is no reason why she's going to get sacked at all. So she dreads going to work. She doesn't sleep on a Sunday night because she's worried that she's going to get sacked the next day. That's not a great way to live your life.
We actually call that neurological pathways, which are formed through habit and repetition. So your friend has probably developed this thinking, and it's escalated and got out of control. She probably realises there's no kind of obvious answer, and she's not going to get sacked. but it's in her mind and it needs to be removed.
It does need to be removed, and the tactics, Mark's got them in order to help you through your Sunday night syndrome, your Monday morning blues as well. There are practices that you can try at home. We thought we'd do it today so you'd realise your Sunday night feelings last night and put the tactics in